This is a follow-up to my last video, and I want to say first off, I appreciate all the support. My video went viral. 5,000 new subs because of this video I put out. And you can see the total amount of views so far in only one day. 352,000 and counting. And again, this is all about, as we all know, Sunglasses Man. And that was the topic, of course, as it is presented in the title. And I really want to emphasize something. Again, I appreciate all the new subscribers, but there are a lot of normies in the comment section. A lot of people repeating the same thing over and over again about Candace Owens, as you see here. Like, she was the first to break the information on Sunglasses Man. No. People that showed up on my channel, they don't know my history. They didn't look at my past videos, and they know nothing. They do a lot of typing away and trolling in the chat, but they have no clue. He has been identified. We'll get into that later on. As first off, let's take a look here. And here's Candace Owens' YouTube channel. My video had over 4,000 comments, and there were hundreds and hundreds of people stating, "Oh, what you're saying is old news about Sunglasses Man. Candace Owens covered it already. Why are you covering it? It's already been talked about." Well, here's the story. A lot of ignorant normies, trolls, and shills in the comments. Her stream about it, the first time she talked about it was only 8 days ago. Let's take a look here. My video showing Sunglasses Man. Let's take a look here on my channel on Rumble. This was live stream, I should mention, first off on YouTube. And let's take a look here. How long ago this was covered? 16 days ago, 40K views. And people again claiming that Candace Owens was the first to cover it when I covered it over 2 weeks ago. And people are literally brain dead in society. The ignorance, the lack of discernment, the lack of research is astounding. But they speak with great confidence and arrogance like they know it all, and they know absolutely nothing that they're talking about. And of course, they're falling for all these stories because they, again, lack discernment. They're not properly researched, and all they know how to do is repeat what the mainstream media says, and also this counterfeit truther who's just giving you partial information, pretending to be a true investigator when she's not. Let's take a look here, get to the video itself. And again, Candace Owens admitting that she only found out about this with, as you see here, with Sunglasses Man just 8 days ago. Let's take a listen.
Let's at first address what many people have been emailing me constantly, asking me, Candace, you gotta look into this, you gotta look into this, look at these two strange men. We're going to refer to this as Cameragate. It's Cameragate. And I want to say this, shout out to all of the internet sleuths, the TikTokers, the YouTubers, those of you who are not playing around and you noticed this because I did not.
And again, this is 8 days ago, and she's presenting herself as a real truth seeker and giving credit to her followers. But obviously, anybody with a half her brain will know she's controlled opposition. They're always controlling the opposition. This is nothing new. Let's continue.
In the beginning, but yes, as I said, there's an individual who is at first, in the moment just after he's like up on the rocks near the car that Charlie gets taken away in while he's being carried away. Let's take a look at that footage actually first. So let's look at that footage. Take a look. You can see Charlie's there. And one of you guys caught this. You probably didn't even see it there. And we can get in a little closer. Do you guys have it slow it down, or do you guys just want to circle here? Okay. Right there.
And obviously she's pointing out Sunglasses Man for the first time 8 days ago, like I said, and I covered this 16 days ago. Not just once, several times with this individual. It's very important to understand. I'm going to set this all up so people can really grasp what I'm talking about regarding this individual. And of course, to all the knuckleheads who keep pointing out that he works for Turning Point. No, he's just some random bozo that could just walk up on the scene and be part of it. Of course he is. The mindless zombies in the comment section is really unbelievable. That's all I heard. Oh, he works for Turning Point. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Unbelievable how people are so brain dead in society, and this is why they're deceived. But let's get to the point I'm making here again with Sunglasses Man. Well, I'm going to identify right here, not by name, but this individual. He's a public figure, okay? And here he is with J.D. Vance right here. I'm not going to mention him by name because according to Candace Owens, he's sort of wants to be laying down low, not want to be identified. So I'm not going to put his name out there, but here he is with Charlie Kirk. And let's get a little bit of a close-up of this individual. And you see him right here. Of course, the red Adidas, the 3-on-3 each side. And here's his profile pic before this incident went down. Here it was after. And here you see him. This is Sunglasses Man without his sunglasses. And some people in the comments made the most ridiculous comments under my videos saying, oh, he's wearing sunglasses, so it's a sunny day. There must be a conspiracy why he's wearing sunglasses. The only reason I mention he's wearing sunglasses is to identify him. I made no mention of the sun and some conspiracy regarding the sun and why he's wearing sunglasses. It's just a point to identify him because he's obviously wearing sunglasses. And of course, these are the shills, the bots, and the trolls in the comment section that are making the most absolutely ridiculous claims and comments. But anyways, let's get to it here. This is a point I want to make that I haven't seen anybody else discuss or cover, is this scene here once again. And I have to really break this down as you see Sunglasses Man right here. And right after this all goes down, without even a thought, without even hesitation, he makes a dash for the back. I'm going to point this out to be very clear. There you see it. And he makes a run to the back again without hesitation. No thought whatsoever. And take a look here as the plaid shirt guy, again, surfing the table. Already covered that in my last video, of course. But look how quickly they pick up Charlie and how quickly they bring him to the back. Within seconds. So at this time frame, Sunglasses Man, he's already getting in position. And there they go. This didn't take long at all to haul away Charlie Kirk. And there he goes. And again, during the interim, while this is all going down, Sunglasses Man is getting in position. And why is he doing that? Obviously to film it all. And I mentioned the white shoes with Charlie Kirk. We'll get more of that momentarily. But first off, let's take a look here. A very important aspect, again, that no one else has really talked about or covered, is this scene right here. Again, we all seen it. I showed it many times. But the individuals that are right below him, I pointed them out in my first video. I'm going to point them out again. Just two guys down here. Perfect to elevate, lift up, help Sunglasses Man get up here. And that's why these two here are just sitting here. Obviously, you can't have a ladder. It's high up. Help boost them up. They were positioned here from the get-go to get Sunglasses. You can see another goon over here trying to get up here. But make no mistake about it. Right after Charlie Kirk is hauled to the back, how did he get up there so quickly? Just perfectly positioned. Right below Sunglasses Man. And I truly believe these two were there at the start, ready for Sunglasses Man to help him up so he can record all this. Now, Candace Owens claims that Sunglasses Man told her when asked, why were you on this rocky ledge? And he claims he was making phone calls to Turning Point to, quote, inform them what took place.
And I then, as you can see, people that are running, anybody that was in that zone, ran to the back, and he caught his breath. He wanted to check in with and communicate to other people that were working with and around Turning Point USA. That's why he's on his phone, communicating to them what had happened. That's what he told me.
Well, give me a break. He's filming. Take a close look. he's holding up his phone and capturing the action. There he is. It's not next to his head. He's holding up the air. He's filming this. So that's another part of Candace Owens that's being debunked. Obviously holding up the phone and filming it all. Perfect position to film all this. So everything I'm presenting, there's no doubt whatsoever. But there's people, it doesn't matter what you present. They have their minds made up, or they're just trolls or shills. Or the main problem with people is this. Once they believe they have come to a conclusion, no evidence will convince them otherwise. They're married to the idea, and anything else presented will be ignored. They'll make excuses. And that's the problem with people in general in society. No information will change their minds. No solid information, provable information will ever change their mind. They already have their minds made up due to their own ego. And ego is the biggest enemy of truth. And there's a few things I also want to cover regarding my last video. Again, people in the comment section, some of them are just unbelievable. I just truly believe they're brain dead or just shills. I'm not sure what their issue is. There's several things, again, I want to cover. Is this Trumper girl, the one with the red hat and the camera? She has a camera. She's working for the company, but she's taking no pictures. And like I mentioned, she's facing this way. Then she faces Charlie Kirk right before everything happens. And then she just walks away pretty calmly. Let's take a look here. Once again. And as she turns, she's wearing the backpack and looks right at Charlie Kirk. And after everything goes down, she calmly, like expecting it, just walks away. Doesn't run, just looks and just walks away. Now, there's an aspect here where people in the comment section are completely confused. I'm talking about the girl with the backpack. Now, coming up right here, shortly, we're going to see the black female that I mentioned before appear. Okay? She shows up right here. There she is. Some are claiming that I'm saying that this is the Trumper girl with the red hat. No! This is the black woman that ends up filming by the SUV. And why people are so confused about this. What is this? The girl with the red hat? Is she like a Pac-Man character where she can go from this side of the screen and reappear and run up here? How people think that I'm talking about this girl with the red hat coming over here and walking through here is really unbelievable. They must be just shills, trolls, because obviously I'm not pointing in that direction. She ends up filming the scene, and there she is right there. She ends up filming the scene by the SUV and not pointing the camera towards Charlie Kirk. And then she goes running by. You see her right there. Again, there's no way that people have this confused with these two individuals. I'm going to show this momentarily with the woman running by. Once again, back this up here so you can get a clear view of her running by. Back this up here and let me play this forward. And slowly, again, the Trumper girl with the red hat, she moves out of the way, and then you're going to see the black female right here run and get into position in the back. And there she goes, right there in the back, right here. Now, one other aspect, I'm going to show her again for clarification, but I really want to touch upon Frank Turek once again regarding this scene. And as everything goes down, notice him with the camera. He's pointing the camera obviously to Charlie Kirk, but after everything goes down, he keeps the camera up. Who would do that? Why would he do that? You forget about the camera and help your friend. And just take a look. And he holds the camera up. It's only a few seconds. And then he gets down to pick up more than likely a projectile. And you see him do it slowly here. Carefully. And then he picks it up. And then he runs off with it. He definitely didn't go down for no reason. He sees something on the ground. And he kneels down and he goes, picks it up. And he runs off with it. And like I mentioned, he also runs to the back. He first takes the position to the right, running to the right. But then he goes off to the left. You're going to see him momentarily. There he is. Changing directions. He probably dropped out that one piece there. Who knows? But he's heading towards the SUV as part of directing this all. And there he goes. Now, that gets back to the black female that I mentioned earlier. And there she is, holding her phone. She's going to make her way to the back to film it all. Now, obviously, no backpack, but it's not the same girl. Unbelievable how dumb some people are in the comment section. Let's take a look here at the back parking lot scene. I want to point out a couple things here as we see Charlie Kirk being hauled away in the SUV. And like I mentioned so many times, there's Frank Turek. But I want to point out the female. We're going to see her. And there she slips by. Let me back up here. And you're going to see her. Actually, let me get over here to this position. And there she is. She's the one that was running past the guardrail in the back that I just pointed out. Like I mentioned many times, the one female here, the white female, is covering her mouth and says something like, "Let's get out of here." And she follows her. And I've said this repeatedly, but it's very important to mention. Why doesn't she ever film what's taking place here? Because they don't want to get a close-up like I mentioned so many times. She never points in the direction of Charlie Kirk at all with the very white shoes. And that gets to a point here that I'm going to bring up with Candace Owens, and let's get to it. And just take a listen to Candace Owens, what she says about Sunglasses Man, that she knows. She claims she worked with him at Turning Point and was in contact. Take a listen to what she says about the conversation and what she's seen from the videotape that he shared with her.
I am still going to work with him to get me the footage so that I think it should be shared. There's nothing gory about this footage from the back. The thing that really stood out to me, and I just kept asking him to replay it over and over and over again, is that there's no blood. There's no blood.
And that's very telling, and that's going to get back to this footage that I've shown in previous videos. And that's obviously where Charlie Kirk goes down. He's not there for the longest time, but he's not a short amount of time. So whatever is coming out of his neck should be seen in the scene itself after the fact. And there you see all the individuals, and Charlie Kirk is still there. And they finally, after a bit, take him away. And obviously the camera, you can't see here, but it's right below the canopy on the other side. So again, Charlie Kirk is there for a decent amount of time with everything that's happened to him. You're going to see them finally take him away here and haul him away. So again, that's a good amount of time. But here's the thing is, when you get to the scene after the fact, from inside the canopy within, all you see here, it's covered up, is on the table. The minimal amount, nothing on the ground itself. You see the chair, the platform table. There's absolutely nothing here on the ground at all. Let's move this up here a little bit as I move the cursor around. You're going to see a little bit more of an angle here. But that's it. And I'll explain it. This is the only amount that was dispersed from the blood pack. Let's get to this scene here. And that obviously explains why when you look at the footage once again. Let's get a little bit of a close-up. You don't see anything dripping. No blood on the concrete, on the clothing, the white shoes. Nothing on his side. Zero. Let's move this around a little bit more. You see how clean that is? There's a little bit on his shirt here that was expelled from the blood pack. But that's it. Again, those snow white shoes. Everything was expelled, like I mentioned so many times. And that's why you don't see any of that red liquid anywhere. Again, it was all expelled. Let's get back here to that one scene. Again, right here. And with what we saw, it should be everywhere, obviously, and it's not. Just on the table itself, and that's it. very small blood pack, a minimal amount. And that's why, again, we see the lack of the blood. And that gets back to conclude this video, this footage, once again, for the last time, closing it out. And that's why everything is clean as a whistle as they haul Charlie Kirk away.